Welcome to Gardening with Ben, the podcast where we dig into the soil of our gardens and the depths of our green thumbs. I'm your host Ben, here to guide you through the joys of gardening from sowing seeds to reaping bountiful harvests. Each episode will explore tips, tricks and tales from the garden and allotment, sharing insights from ourselves and stories from our own back garden adventures. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting your hands dirty for the first time, there's something here for everyone. So grab your brew and gardening gloves and let's get growing with Gardening with Ben. Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new Gardening with Ben podcast. I hope you're well. We've got a brand new episode for you today. It's been a week since our last episode, or a bit longer. And yeah, what have we been up to down at the plot? Well, we've been up to not much, basically. It's been a busy week at work this week, so I've not been down to the allotment much. And it was absolutely freezing this morning. I was debating whether to go to the allotment or not, or whether to stay at home where I was warm. So I thought I need to pick up a parcel from my parents' house, what I'd ordered. And I thought, I'm going to pop down to take some photos for people to see on Instagram and stuff like that. So I popped down and I thought, it's not as bad as I thought. So I ended up staying down there for a couple of hours, bearing in mind I'd not took my flask with me, so I'd not got my hot drink, which was a pain because I do love my hot drinks while I'm down there to keep me going. But yeah, we have been busy down there this morning. Not too busy, but we have got plenty done. What I have done recently is I've done up the sides of my plot around the borders. I've refenced them all. I've put some edging in to stop the soil from falling down onto my neighbour's plot because my plot is higher than the neighbour's plot. And I've filled them all back up with fresh, brand new compost. So they are worthy to be planted in and obviously ready to plant stuff, ready for the summer in there. So I went to the B&Q the other week and I bought some gladioli bulbs, as I do love gladiolis. They don't last forever, but they do add some nice colour to the plot, and they are brilliant for the bees because the bees go in the little trumpets in the gladiolis. So we have planted them. I bought 4 packets of them thinking that they do both sides of my plots, but nope, 4 packets has done one side of the plot. I could have spaced them out a lot more, but I've really lined them up and clumped them up together so that we do get a big spectacle of colour down the side of my plot. So yeah, I need to buy another 4 bags for the other side. So we need to look into getting some of those this week before they all sell out, because they do sell out fast, summer bulbs and everything. So we do need to go back and get another 4 bags, which is an expensive job, but once they're planted, they'll come back year after year and hopefully spread and germinate from the corns. They'll send out more little bulbs and stuff like that, so hopefully we get more and more growing. And there is already some down the side of my plot, so hopefully it'll add more and more colour to the sides. So we've got all them planted. I did post a couple of photos on my Instagram, so if you're not following me on there, do give me a follow on the Instagram and you'll be able to see me planting my gladioli corns today. So next up is obviously to get the bulbs, not the bulbs, the corns. I always call them gladioli bulbs. They're not bulbs, they're called corns. So we need to get some down the other side. But what else have I got to do? Well, I bought a load of wildflower seed as well, because I thought, what do I plant down the side of my plot? I can either plant bedding plants and stuff like that, or I can have it as a wildflower area. So I saw in the Tesco's near me some packs of wildflower seed, and they're like poppies and cornflowers and stuff like that. So I'm going to sprinkle all them down the sides and get them all growing really well, and hopefully we'll have a lot of colour come summer down the sides of the plot, and again it'll hopefully attract the bees and everything like that. So obviously I said that I'd had a package delivered, and yeah, I'm getting addicted to buying these little things off the TikTok shop recently, and obviously I can promote them as well. But I have purchased some of those hangers, what you put on the side of the shed with the little pouches in, so that you can grow flowers or strawberries and stuff like that in. So I bought some of those. So I'm thinking this year, because I've got enough runners for my strawberries to plant in my allotment, but I've not got enough runners to fill these up. So this year I think I'm going to have flowers in them and possibly have the strawberries in them next year if I get some more runners off them to have them on the side of my shed. But this year we're going to have flowers, I think, in them. So I need tips and advice on best hanging flowers for down the side of my plot. Obviously, they'll dry out faster because they're in bags, so I'll have to keep them well watered and everything like that. But yeah, I want it to look a spectacle. Obviously, I know petunias hang down and lobelia. But yeah, if you've got any tips and advice on flowers to plant in these down the side of my shed, let me know because I want to fill it with lots and lots of colour. So we've got them. We've also bought a little label printer. Now I've not seen these before until I saw them online. And basically they're no ink, but it like marks it onto the label, the writing or the pictures and stuff like that. So I bought a little label printer so that I can print all my labels for when I'm growing all my seeds and stuff like that. So we're going to have a nice label printer. It'll save me writing out stuff hundreds of times because you can print how many copies you want off and stuff like that. And then case of just snipping them and sticking them to the plant label. So yeah, we've got that to do this year. So that's going to be exciting. So I'll be showing you all that coming up when we start planting all the seeds, which fingers crossed should be soon. But it's turning that cold at the moment. There's no point trying to germinate seeds at the moment. So we're waiting for it to warm up before we start sowing all those seeds in my shed and my greenhouse. But I'm excited to start growing them all. We need to go out and buy all the seeds for this year. That is one job I need to do. I need to go to the range because they sell all the Wilco seeds and have a look there and see what I'm going to be growing this year. Obviously, I'll be growing all the normal stuff like cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, sweet corn, peas, runner beans, and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll have a look and see what we'll be growing this year down at the allotment. So yeah, what else have we got to do? We've got sweet peas as well down at the allotment plant. I bought them from my Tesco. There were 3 pots for £6, I believe it were on the club card points. And basically they've got about 10 plants in each one, so we need to get those planted down at the allotment because I absolutely love sweet peas. And obviously with sweet peas, the more you pick them, the more they'll flower, and they smell absolutely gorgeous, so you can just keep picking them and putting them in your flat, and when they've died off there should be some more ready to plant down, to put in a vase and pick on a regular basis to keep it smelling nice in your flat or in your house. So yeah, we've got all the sweet peas to plant. And yeah, I need to go out and purchase some wood paint because we need to start painting all his beds now. It is getting a bit drier at the moment. We're not getting as much rain, thankfully, so the wood is drying out. So hopefully I can start painting it all and start sprucing it all up. And then we'll be digging over all his beds and getting that ready because the plot is literally nearly finished now. It is all ready for growing in. I've spent so much time and effort down at the allotment this year over the winter. I always stress how busy you should be down at the allotment over the winter. You shouldn't pack in. I used to do that. I used to stop doing anything in September and then I'd start again in March, February, and I'd be rushing around at the last minute. But starting September is the time to start getting all your plot and everything ready for the year after. And that's what I must stress, how much time you must put in over the winter. Yes, it might be cold. Yes, it might be icy and stuff like that. But there's plenty you can be doing. You can be tidying out all your shed, all your rubbish from the year and getting it all ship shape and looking spectacular for the year ahead. So we've got another couple of days off work. Obviously tomorrow is Mother's Day, and obviously I'll be spending some time at my mum's. But hopefully we'll be down at the allotment tomorrow, and we'll progress with getting some more things done and getting it all ready, and continue the massive work that we are going to be putting in for this year. As I do want to show off what can be done on an allotment if you put in the time and the effort, and how well it can look. And it's going to spend a lot of time getting it ready and getting it looking good. Fingers crossed we do have a good looking allotment for you, and it doesn't all go to disaster. But stay tuned and make sure you are following my Instagram so that you can see my progression throughout the year. And yeah, thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. If you don't follow it, do give it a follow. do leave a comment. And remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. And that wraps up another episode of Gardening with Ben. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Remember, every seed planted is a step towards a greener world, and every day is a chance to grow something beautiful. Keep nurturing your gardens and your souls. Until next time, I'm Gardening with Ben, reminding you to let your garden be your sanctuary. Happy gardening and see you in the next episode. Remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.